Well, welcome to Week 6, Principles of Marketing. I'm Rod Ballard, your esteemed professor. So this week, let's look at a company, say a manufacturer of any kind of a widget, could be anything. They have a marketing and a sales manager with varying perspectives and objectives of what and how to grow the business. Here we see a finance department and sales and marketing and operations reporting to the president. Finance controls the money, runs credit checks, allocates funding, and more. Operations have production and shipping responsibilities and report to the president. Vice President of Sales and Marketing reports to the president as well. Now, sometimes this is a Vice President of Marketing and Sales, or a Vice President of Marketing, or a Vice President of Sales, or both, a Vice President of Sales and another Vice President of Marketing. The structure is telling of a company's culture, marketing-oriented, sales-oriented. Finally, 4 territory or regional sales managers. Sorry about the blur, not quite what I wanted this slide to look like. Beginning with the president's interest. She hasn't made public what she wants to sell the company and reinvest in electric vehicle recharging equipment. She thinks there's a greater demand in this market. To do this, revenues need to grow to nearly 7 million or 7 billion, depending upon where you put the zeros and the commas. Retained earnings need to increase so the company is cash rich, and at the same time, the company needs new product equipment to manufacture more, faster, and cheaper. She'd like to add salespeople, but that's risky if they don't deliver, and operations are where additional headcount may be needed. The president watches the industry carefully and, of course, competing companies in the marketplace. The marketing manager, hereafter referred to only as marketing, wants to keep his job, earn his bonus for meeting performance objectives, and grow the business. His focus is mainly external, the existing market the company serves, and any new adjacent markets that could easily be accessed for additional revenue. Niches are also important. They can grow into a large percentage of the company's revenue. He's seen it happen before. What about the big picture, the industry? Customers are asking for new products, faster, cheaper, reliable, robust. Now, there is a word, robust, that means just about anything the user wants it to mean, usually good or positive in nature. Anyway, retain existing customers and earn new customers with an eye on profits, which is how marketing prices the products that sales has to sell. The marketing works with operations, providing manufacturing forecasts, inventory levels that are needed, delivery times, and new product development requirements. He also works closely with the sales manager. To make this happen, marketing must drive the sales team to get the job done. This means that sales sell what the company has to sell at the price levels that marketing stipulates. If they do, then salespeople earn big bucks in commissions. It's only fair to a point to share profits with those who make it happen. So pump up sales, have a sales meeting, go to trade shows, take some customers to fine dinners and ball games, get the job done. The plan is more profitable when it's running at full clip, and sales volume makes that happen. So once the customers place an order, it takes them forever to make a decision, and then they wanted the product yesterday. So inventory is essential for lead times to be within market levels, and competitive delivery times are crucial. All of this, efficient operations and lowering the cost of goods sold, sales selling at the highest levels possible, both will finance the new products for tomorrow and the next. Sounds easy, doesn't it? And by the way, it's great fun working in sales and marketing. I spent my life doing it in the technologies, and I'd do it all over again. Sales see things from a different perspective than marketing. They agree, sell high, control expenses, add new customers, beat the competition, and exceed quota. Doing that leads to a great six-figure income, what a professional sales is all about. When forecasting, however, sales tries to keep the annual quota as low as possible. Sales could blow it out of the water and earn big bucks, so a bit of whining about market conditions, aged products, possible recession, sales being a dog-eat-dog world, so the annual quota must be realistic. Sales is about keeping the good-paying job, and that's square one. Hitting quota assures this, and ordinarily a quota should be a percentage of the prior year's actual sales performance with some increase, but not too much. Sales must know who's buying. 80% of the customers are smaller customers, but most of the business is driven by the top 20% in the territory. That's the 80-20 principle, and it holds true in sales. Projects are called bluebirds. They come out of nowhere sometimes, and one project could generate a lot or a year's worth of sales quota. They're competitive, they require a lot of time, and when the bids are opened, number two is only the first loser. It can't be number two. Having the resources to win the big orders is important to sales and the company. $1.8 million sounds fair enough. The year was good, but needed to be better from a sales perspective. The sales teams only sold 84% of their assigned annual quota. Not too shabby, but only the salesperson in Region 4 hit their number and earned a nice commission check. The president presses marketing, "What happened to this past year?" Marketing replies, "The sales guys didn't get the job done. Close. It was only good in hand grenades and horseshoes." Maybe we need more product training, more sales guys, better salespeople, or a new sales manager. I've always said that becoming a sales manager is not always a promotion from an income standpoint. You have to be careful with what you ask for. You might get it. The sales manager's quota is frequently the sum of the salespeople's quota. So if a salesperson gets sick or leaves, the sales manager seldom gets relief from what is expected of him, the total sales quota. An intelligent manager takes the sales quota at the beginning of the year, he adds 30%, and then distributes that number across the sales team. This way, if one region is anemic or a project doesn't come through, there's a buffer to ensure that sales hits the number and exceeds quota. I found that a sales manager's job also often comes with an hourglass. The life expectancy of many sales managers is about 2 years, or when the sand runs out. The president isn't happy, so she rejiggers the numbers for operations and marketing. She still doesn't broadcast her intent to sell the company, but it is foremost in her mind. She needs $7 million in annual revenue, that is sales, to position the company for sale properly. So she pushes marketing to lean into sales. People are ordinarily motivated by gain or loss. Make sure that sales is motivated to earn big bucks, or they can find another job. If you can't hit your numbers here, a sales manager might say, "I'd rather you work for the competition rather than be our liability." Not nice, but what it is. By the way, notice how marketing refers to salespeople as Region 1 or Region 2, somewhat depersonalizing the human side of sales. So the president comes up with the number for 2022, $2.5 million, and with some luck, the company will reach $7 million annual sales in 24 to 30 months. That's the plan. Marketing takes the president's $2.5 million number and adds a couple $100,000 for protection. Good measure. Sales can handle it. Look at the year-over-year increase from 21 to 22. 179%. Sales argued with marketing that this number penalizes sales guys. They aren't likely to reach their number or their quota with a 79% increase. This was settled upon, though, and the quota for 2022 was well over $3 million in sales revenue. Reach out for reality as a sales manager's goal when establishing sales goals. So the sales argument went like this. Take 2021's numbers, finishing numbers. The goal was 1.8 million, but the actual was 1.5 million. Take the difference, 900,000, and divide it in half, and add 1/2 of that back, or 450,000, to 2021's actual sales numbers of 1.5 million, and settle on a $2.7 million number. Which seems like a fair equation and a fair compromise. It's still a big challenge for sales, and the salespeople themselves will have to step up to reach this goal. Another disappointing year. The president isn't happy, nor marketing, nor operation, and most of all, nor is sales. A real come-to-Jesus meeting is needed. Are the president's expectations real, attainable in the time she wants to sell the company? Is marketing riding sales too hard and not giving them the collateral, the tools needed to get the job done? Is the sales team a bunch of sluggos, lazy, too much time in the office, not enough time in front of customers, and unable to close orders? What's our sales manager doing with their time? They should guarantee we get the job done by helping the salespeople meet their quota, often turning into a salesperson themselves and start calling on customers in the vacant region where Ringo had been. Something has to give. And what gives is either A, the president, marketing, and other managers to become realistic with the sales quota. The determination of quota can be top down or bottom up. The bottom up is the sales manager and the sales team looking at sales opportunities in the territories and determining what kind of outreach volume can be earned in each region. It has to be outreach, stretch, but it also has to be attainable. What projects are in the works that we could capture in 2023? The big jobs, the big orders. Sales talks with customers and learns what the 2023 budgets are. Interestingly, that we have the word budget, that is, what customers plan to purchase in a period of time. And these days they call it the spend. What's your spend? Sounds dumb to me. We already had a word called budget or requirements. Anyway, sales come up with a number that represents growth and outreach and is predicated on no turnover and having the right products priced right, good delivery schedules, and good quality control. And after all, marketing gives sales a quota, a mandate, a big number in most instances that is not based on what is likely to be earned by the sales team. It's top-down budgeting. Sales manager is right in saying, why not just give me the blasted number and save me and my sales managers the time, useless effort in determining what is most likely to sell in our territories. Sales want to say this, but in most instances they do not. This is a classic sales and marketing tension. They both need each other. Marketing can't do make-a-wish budgeting, and sales can't sandbag to increase their over-quota earnings. You know, those Chinese stretch toys that you put over your finger, and then you place over a friend's finger, and as you pull, the toy tightens up. The harder you pull, the tighter it gets, and neither of you can get it off. If you don't, Google it, you'll see what it is, but the illustration is the same. Sales and marketing are in lockstep with one another. And this leads us to 2023 budget. Note $2.7 million was marketing's budget for 2022, and sales delivered about $1.75 million, almost $1 million short of budget. Now marketing is planning to add more, still another $2.4 million. Poor Elton might not stand a chance with a 280% increase year over year, or he's an A player and he gets the job done, one or the other. We wonder why salespeople are tempted to exaggerate claims or make promises they can't deliver on, or outright lie, anything to win an order, to achieve the number, and to keep their jobs. It's a rat race sometimes, but great fun, particularly with a good company, with in-demand products that serve customer needs, are priced to sell, And the expense budget allows for wining and dining customers, so to speak, ball games, rounds of golf, meals at restaurants that few salespeople can afford on their own nickel, and bonus checks that pay bills. They get kids through college and they get married, vacations, a remarkable life by getting the job done and earning what can be earned from serving customers. I'll tell you where Jesus is in all of this. As a follower of Christ, they prayed about this job before taking it in faith that the Lord would be with them every day, leading them into opportunity. I used to pray, Lord, you lead me into opportunities to serve these customers and make sales, and I'll give you all of the glory to you when success follows. He did, and I did. Great fun, a lot of pressure sometimes. The checks were rewarding, gave to our local church as I should, and when people congratulated me on hitting my numbers or leading in sales, I said and still say, the Lord is the one who leads me into opportunity, who provides me guidance, wisdom, all my needs to achieve what He's called me to do. Sounds like a pipe dream to some people, and some nod, and others ask me to tell them more. And that is what sharing Jesus Christ is all about. Yes, Psalm 1 success, and in Christ forever. Have a great week this week. God bless.